Hey my dudes, welcome back to another installment of Patch and Play. Today we are working on Nigel, our camper van, and as you know, we've got some work to do. We have quite the shopping list for Nigel. We need an earth strap, a new fuel filter, an air filter, a cabin filter. We need 4 glow plugs and a repair kit for one of the wires. We need a new map sensor, the one that I broke in Sweden, if you've seen that episode. We need some cleaner for the airflow sensor. I mean, while we're in there, let's give it a good clean. We need gaskets for the throttle body and for the intake, because I think the intake has to come off. Give it a good clean out all the soot and other muck in there. And then last but not least, we need a new belt and pulley for the air conditioning. And I need new refrigerant gas for the air conditioning as well, because it's completely empty. We've been sweating in Sweden. You wouldn't believe it. I didn't know that before we left. Otherwise, I would have taken care of it, of course. But yeah. So, quite a list. Come a bit closer and I'll show you what we're dealing with here. So, this is all birds, seeds. It's the season. We'll have to clean that out. Not a lot of space to work on, but for the normal service items, you can actually do this without taking anything off. Here we have the air filter. Here in the back is the fuel filter. It can be a bit easier if you take out the headlight, but it's definitely doable like this. It's whatever you prefer. But for the intake stuff, here we have our good friend, the manifold air pressure sensor in there. And in order to get there, you need to remove this steel beam. And in order to remove that, you have to remove all the plastic bits in the front. And if you look closely, I've had some troubles. Before, the plastic is not in a great shape. Actually, this thing is held together with 2 screws out of 4. Actually, I've been butchering this since 2020. I think I would approach it differently now, but here the plastic just disintegrated. Not much I can do about that. So, but I have a feeling everything is still attached securely. So that's the most important part. Anyway, with no further ado, we'll get the front off so we can work on the car a bit easier. Let's start. Guess needs a bit of persuasion. I do need a better. I need an impact driver, I think. If it works, it works. I think we have, yeah, another screw over here. Also, plastic strip. I'll just show you. So this is what I was talking about. And the other one is missing. That one broke a long time ago. There we go. That's easy. More screws here. Normally here, but that one rusted away as well. And then here, rusted here. 3 over here. I have 2 left over here. And then I think this bolt over here, and then at the bottom one here, and then I think, yeah, as well 4 of those there. See, yeah, a man can try, right? Just loosen them up a little bit. I've been here before, but if you have a similar van that hasn't never been disassembled here, I would recommend soaking everything in a bit of WD-40 just to avoid this. This one is broken. Okay, we're down to these 2 bolts. These 10mm bolts are not stuck in general. It's the small ones that are really a pain in the butt sometimes. And then I think these are the last ones, and I'll put all the screws in a Ziploc bag so I don't forget where they belong. What did we forget? Okay. Okay, we didn't forget anything. There we go. There we go. So I always try to group everything in a Ziploc bag so I don't forget which bolt goes where to which part. Next is this beam. First remove the extra earth strap I made here. I think it's a 10mm as well. Yeah, it is. And here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you need to remove the hood release mechanism because otherwise you will stress the cable here. So let's continue with these guys. Not stuck because I removed this in Sweden, if you remember. Nah, I don't know. I think the first thing I'll do is check the air filter because the parts arrived this morning. It's also easy to reach. And I think the first order of business will be to fix that broken sensor. I actually took a risk for the map sensor or the boost pressure sensor, and I bought Ridex, which is like the home brand of Autodoc. And actually I did buy some Ridex parts in the past. Was happy with it, but yeah, I don't know. In general, I do trust those known brands a bit more. They didn't have the Bosch original, and it was the only one with such a high amount of reviews. So I went with the Ridex part, and well, we'll see how it works. Ah, no, it's not. It's a 10. I'm taking a deep socket, of course. I've dismantled this front end way too many times now. We can remove the cable, easy peasy. And now with the socket 13 for these guys. They're a bit rusty. I think I will apply some anti-seize when I mount them back in place. Last but not least, we need to disconnect the air intake. This is just a normal hose clamp. Well, I don't know, this is not original, so could be you have to cut something. Yep, that's off. And now I think I should be able to take it out. Wiggle, wiggle. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, we now have much more space to work with, especially here at the intake side. There we have our sensor. This is the throttle body, also notorious for corroding. And yeah, if you pay attention, yes, it's wet now. And yes, the sun was shining for you guys a few minutes ago. But I'm filming this on another day. A little bit of cheating. And I was actually busy with picking parts. So, also, I have no idea what this is. Don't know where it goes. I don't know where it ever has gone. But yeah, it's all good. It's I don't know. Maybe it was something for when the hood was open. I don't know. Okay, so let's clean this up a little bit, and then we'll continue. Okay, so let's start with the air filter. These screws are pretty rusty, so I hope we can get them out. It's gonna be hard to film, so I guess you'll have to trust me. If you're lucky, you have the more recent system, which has some kind of clips. So if this box ever breaks, you can replace it with a newer one. But these screws are not very special, so you can just replace them with something else, with another type of screw. Let's see what we'll find inside. Yeah, I think it was time. Before we continue, I'm going to put something in the hole so no dirt will drop in. Don't want anything to get into your turbo, especially not metal. Just for fun. Let's see what happens. Ooh. But yeah, we got a new one. I think it's time that this one went to the recycling plant. So for the new filter, and for many parts actually, I went with the Febi Bilstein. I think this is still a reputable brand. So let's do a quick comparison. The old filter is from MAN, also good brand, I think, made in Germany. The only big difference is the inside. Here you have smaller holes, and then if we take the new one, it doesn't say where it's made, just Febi, but here on the inside you can see the holes are bigger. So it's less restrictive, but I suppose it doesn't have a big impact on the performance. It's a big filter, so yeah. Put it straight in there. Yeah, everything sits straight. You just carefully. There we go. Everything is well. It's nice and snug. You don't have to force it or anything. Otherwise, you risk squeezing. Starting to rain harder, so I think this will be it for today. But for you guys, it's only going to take a minute. I'm afraid these screws are a bit too thin. Can easily, yeah, need a thicker screw. The new air filter is in the box now. I used some new screws, but I think next time I'll replace the entire box because this screw has been missing actually from the first time when I did maintenance. And don't think it's a big issue because as long as the air cannot get through the circular form within the box, then all air goes through the filter. So no worries there. It's really airtight at the bottom and at the top, as long as this cap is pressed against the actual filter. But yeah, it's not really looking great, huh? So next time I'll change the air filter. Is gonna be a new filter box, although I did say that last time. Okay, so it's really wet. All my stuff is getting wet, so I'm gonna stop for today, and I'll catch you guys in the next scene. Next up is this earth strap that I'm going to replace, see if that improves the way the alternator works. Now it's quite hard to film this, as you might imagine. Also not too interesting. I'm just going to unscrew this to one bolt and a nut, and then clean it up and put the new one in place. So I'm not gonna film the whole process this time, just going to show you the end result. I tried to clean up the two contact points as good as possible, so we have bare metal on bare metal. Well, you can see here it's quite tricky to get the rust off. I'm gonna try with a little sandpaper, but with the Dremel I can't get there. I mean, it's really small hole to get through. So, new earth strap installed, and you can't really avoid that it turns when you tighten the bolt. Kind of wanted to add a washer in between, but that seemed like not a good idea to keep good contact. Well, I don't know. Anyway, the new strap is longer, so you can actually like let it turn with the bolt a little bit without any issues. And with this one, I'm not sure if this is the original. You can see some damage from tightening. So let's see if it wants to start with only the original earth strap attached, so no other additional earth straps. I think we can agree that was not a great success. So what I'm going to try to do is remove the copper washer that I squeezed in between there, and if that doesn't work, I might either add the original strap or this auxiliary one that I installed a few years ago. It's quite a big cable, but I actually didn't expect it to start like so weak. Okay, give it another try without that washer. I don't expect much. Yeah, like I thought. This hasn't been working for a few years now. Like I said, I did add this cable, I think somewhere in Spain. Some nice guy from France gave it to me while he saw me working on the van, and I explained to him the problem, and he gave me this cable, and it has been doing a great job. But without the metal bar here, we cannot connect it. But of course, I want to fix the earth, but I would prefer if it would work with the earth connected at the designed spot, so over there. So I guess we're gonna try something else, and I'll only connect the secondary earths as a last resort. I've now added the new strap on top of the old strap, so at least this should work in some way. Nah. Extremely poor again. So I kind of think this original earth point is bullshit. Just to see if this does anything. I mean, this cable seems way too small to act as a main return cable. Then we'll give it a shot. Yeah. After after trying three different, actually four different combinations. No, wait, we tried the new strap, we tried the old and the new strap, and then we tried that big cable. So I think it's safe to say that those earth points, bad Italian engineering. I think I'm gonna place the old one back where it came from, and I think so. It's actually, I think it's gonna rain in a few months again. It's annoying because I wanted to move the van a little bit forward under the tree so we can at least work when it's not raining too hard. But I have to get it started first. I think what I'm going to try to do is this was working as an earth before. Maybe we'll get this one because if we can get it under the plastic, it's kind of protected. So I'm going to take this further off and then see if I can move it a bit in, because I have to get rid of the paint, otherwise it won't conduct. So, earthing an engine is not something you see every day on YouTube, right? Okay guys, I spent the last hour or so, or maybe longer, trying to find more earth connections, but I ended up back here with the blue wire. Like I already said, here is the original bag. Then I have added this one that was previously going here, but you can see it's quite rusty, so I don't think it's a great idea. I had to fix this stud here, so that took a bit of time to get the old one out, and then I put the earth strap over here. I don't think they're all really great connections, but don't see a lot of other opportunities. So let's just try and start the van again, see if it is any smoother than before. I'm going to leave the earth straps alone for now. That was a bit of a disappointment, but with four separate cables, at least it would work a bit better. But if I along the way come across some point where it would be interesting to connect another cable, I'm going to do it. I'm going to continue with removing the throttle body so we can get to our friendly sensor here. I'm not sure if I have to remove the intake, because if we get the throttle body off, we might be able to get our fingers inside and push the stuck plastic outside. But I'm not sure. Those are 4 bolts. Can be a bit hard to reach. Get the connector off first. There we go. I've worked on this before, but that's not a guarantee that everything's gonna be fine, right? The first one is really playing along. Wow, okay. Just use my finger. They've been soaked in WD-40. Wow, and that really makes a big difference, actually. I think a few days ago I put a bit of WD-40 in there because I had to stop because of the rain. And look at this. Really just like screw them out. I remember the first time I took these out. Whoa, it was a pain in the butt. Actually, the one I'm loosening now actually snapped, and we had to re-drill the hole. And smart me put on a bit of anti-seize when we put it last together. Let's see if the other one has that as well. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Just a little bit of anti-seize on there, so that did the job. Thank you, GP from the past. Thank you very much. I think now we'll have to disconnect charge pipe. This one coming from the turbo on the back of the engine block. Also not too stuck because we've been here before. I think we took this off in Sweden when I tried to fix that dreaded sensor. Going to like this. Oh, we cannot lose it. Yes, here we go. The charge pipe. I'm going to try to get this out of the way. We can get, and we need. I think we can. Yep, we can move this out of the way. This actually broke off a long time ago, but no worries. It still works. It's just a plastic muck. Okay, let's see if we can get there. Can we? Come on. Okay, also, NPCs did its job. What? Give my socket back. Yes. Yep. Number 3. And yep, there we are. This is an original bolt. I think I saw it moving. I don't think it's gonna fight us. No, it's not. You coming out, my friend? Oh, okay. Well, it's good that I ordered a new gasket. Look at the amount of soot. That is just crazy how much soot this engine produces. Guys, this has been on, I don't know, not 30,000 kilometers. That intake looks magnificent. Look. Nice cookie layer of muck. Take a look at that sensor. I mean, it's definitely not. Oh. The greens. We glued the seal back. Oh, that was actually not going to last much longer. And good that we got a new one because this one is finished. Now it comes out. But we got it out actually. So we don't really need to take off the intake. So, our friend from Sweden actually still did a good job, but I guess it's game over now. Goodbye. Alright, guys, I decided to go ahead and try to remove the intake manifold, not today, so we can clean up all the soot, I think, especially at the intake ports. That might be particularly bad, but I'm still going to do some research on the interwebs to see what I should pay attention to and if it's actually worth it. Now, actually, last time I soaked all these bolts in WD-40 and all of them, they just like cracked and they are good to go. So that's good news. They're not stuck. Now, of course, we still have some bolts below here, and then we have those bolts to secure this. This is a vacuum line, and we have this high pressure fuel line. Now, I did take a look with my endoscope, but that's not a great one. I can't really see a lot. I'm actually really not sure if this is worth removing. I did buy a new gasket for the intake, but now that I'm talking about it, now what is necessary is this was a connector of a glow plug, like this one. These two glow plugs, they don't work anymore. I fixed that a while ago. I measured them and they give a short, so I disconnected them. So the other two, this one, they still work. I would love to replace them. I got 4 new glow plugs, but as you can see, these are notorious for snapping. But now with the throttle body off, we can actually give them a good WD-40 bath. And actually, to remove them, people advise to have people advise to do that with a really warm engine. But of course, I cannot drive the engine in this condition. I need to put the throttle body back on and remount the front and then go out for a drive. So yeah, I need to think about this, how I'm going to approach it. But I'm glad that the sensor came out without too much trouble. And we can remount it, I guess, next time when you want to take this out. Soak it in WD-40 as well. Right, I can think we can scratch a few things off the list. The air filter. I'm going to leave the earth on there because I want to have another look, find maybe a better point to connect the earth, because I don't know. I feel like it's still not optimal. I'm gonna scratch the map sensor because we managed to take that one out. And putting the new one in is something I will do after removing the intake. And let's continue with that one.
Will we get the intake off, among other things? We'll find out in the next episode. No worries, I'll try to hurry up and get the next episode in the air as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching and staying with the channel. I hope to see you again in the next one.